Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. On today's video, I'm going to be talking to you guys about my Disney bucket list, and things that I haven't done that I want to do that include like anything from the parks to resorts, to like the cruise lines and stuff. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so one thing I want to do with excuse me, on my Disney bucket list is staying at every single Disney resort. And I'm going to include the Swan and Dolphin. I know they're not Disney resorts, but they are on Disney property, and they do have access to like the Disney transportation, like the buses, the monorail, the ferry boats that take you from the different parks and stuff. And you know, I'm not sure if they also if the Swan and Dolphin also has access to like extra magic hours or not. If you have stayed at the Swan or Dolphin, let me know in the comments below if you had access to extra magic hours. So that's like on the top of my list of excuse me, on my bucket list that I want to do is staying at every single Disney resort. Another thing that is on my bucket list is doing a Run Disney marathon. I'm thinking of doing like the Princess Marathon, the Princess Half Marathon. I've always wanted to do one of those. I've done a 5-mile run here in Chicago before, so it's like I know I can do it. It's figuring out which Disney run I want to do, going through all the training, and kind of just saving and planning for that. So that's another thing that I've been wanting to do, is a Disney run. Another thing I've been wanting to do is doing a Disney cruise. I've never done a Disney cruise, and I have friends that done Disney cruises. I've got family that have done Disney cruises, and I've seen their pictures on like Facebook and such, and they look fun. And I've done a cruise before, but it wasn't a Disney cruise. Otherwise, a Disney cruise would be on this list. So yeah, I want to do a Disney cruise. That's another thing that's on my Disney bucket list. Disneyland and Disney California Adventures out in Anaheim, California. That's also my Disney bucket list. I've never been to the state of California, let alone to Disneyland or Disney California Adventure. I've been to Florida numerous times. I've been to Disney World numerous times. I've got family that lives in Orlando. They live about 45-ish minutes away from Walt Disney World. So, and excuse me, I literally just ate lunch, and I don't know, yeah. So that's why I'm kind of like coughing. So like, and you know, I've stayed with them a few times. I've also stayed at different Disney resorts, which the Disney resorts that I have stayed at are the Coronado Springs, the Boardwalk, and the Caribbean Beach resort. So I kind of have a small dent, a very, very small dent in my first one kind of checked off. I need to get the rest of the Disney resorts checked off. So, yeah, and then, so, the Disney cruise, obviously, I want to go to Disneyland in Paris, and kind of compare the differences and similarities that it has to the parks here in the States. And then I also want to do Disneyland Hong Kong and Disneyland Shanghai and Disneyland Tokyo. I know for Shanghai and Hong Kong, I'm going to need not only a passport, which I already have, but a visa so that I can travel to Shanghai and Hong Kong, because China requires, I don't know if it's everyone that's traveling to China, or if it's just certain countries that are require a visa to, along with a passport, to travel. So that's another thing that's on my bucket list. Let's see. I also, another thing that's on my bucket list is, and you guys are going to be like, what? You've never done that? Is to go to the Tiki Room. I know, I've never done the Tiki Room. I've heard a lot of reviews on it. I know some people like it, some people don't like it, whatever, to each their own. But I've never done the countless times that I've been to Disney World, I've been to Magic Kingdom, I've never done the Tiki Room. So the Tiki Room is on my bucket list. Going on Expedition Everest is on my bucket list. Visiting Toy Story Land is on my bucket list. My last Disney trip that I was at, Toy Story Land wasn't open yet. It was still under construction. They still had the construction walls up. And it didn't open until like the following summer, after visiting. So doing like Slinky Dog and Alien Swirling Saucers is on my bucket list. And I know a lot of people this is going to be another thing that's going to be like, what? You've never tried that? Is Shrine to Beverly. I know a lot of people hate it. They're like, let me just save you the time and tell you that it's bad. I kind of just want to taste it just to kind of see what it tastes like myself. So Shrine to Beverly is also on my bucket list. And obviously, and I also never got a chance, my last trip, I also never got a chance to do Pandora World of Avatar. So going there and riding the Na'vi River journey and riding Flight of Passage is also on my bucket list. So that's going to be on my bucket list, as well as Toy Story Land. What else? I also want to do Food and Wine Festival. Food and Wine Festival has been on my bucket list for years. I've been down in Disney when it's been going on. I just haven't had a chance to actually check it out. So Food and Wine Festival is on my bucket list. Flower and Garden is on my bucket list. I could just imagine how beautiful and really pretty Epcot looks during that time of year, and all the limited edition merchandise for that stuff, and also the limited edition merchandise for Food and Wine as well. So Food and Wine and Flower and Garden are on my bucket list. So we got that. Festival of the Arts is also on my bucket list. I also want to do character dining. I've never done character dining. I keep telling myself every Disney trip, this is going to be the Disney trip where I do character. I've never done it. It's going to be on my bucket list, and I'm going to do it for next time. So, and another thing that's also on my Disney bucket list is for whenever I meet my Prince Charming, and Prince Charming comes along and asks me to marry him, whoever he is, I want my bachelorette party to be at Disney. That is on my bucket list. Yeah. I'm not your average girl. I'd rather go to Disney for my bachelorette party than do a traditional cookie cutter bachelorette party. So Disney, look out. Me and my friends are going to be coming for you whenever that time comes. So that's on my Disney bucket list. And that might be the last thing. I know. I know doing, and being a, D23 member is going to be on my bucket list, and, because I am going to the D23 expos. I know they do, like, a lot of, like, they, like, release a lot of merch that's exclusive to D23 and D23, expos. They announce a lot of things before it gets released out to like the general public. So D23, that is on my bucket list. And becoming a D23 member, becoming an annual pass member is on my bucket list so that I can go more often. That probably becoming an annual pass holder member will probably happen after I move out of my parents' home and I move out of Illinois. Yeah. So, and when I live a little bit closer to Disney. Moving to Florida, I don't think that's going to be the thing, but I think North Carolina is calling my name to move to. Be a lot closer than here. Anyways, and then becoming a Disney Vacation Club member is also on my Disney bucket list. I also want to do Adventures by Disney, and kind of see the world that way and get a little sprinkle of Disney that way. And then staying at the Aulani Resort, that is also on my Disney bucket list. I've got a trip to Hawaii planned with my parents this summer, but unfortunately we're not staying at the Aulani Resort. Otherwise I would be able to check that off this summer. But for sure, the next time I go to Hawaii and plan a trip there with like friends, the Aulani Resort is going to be the place that we stay at. So staying at Aulani is on my bucket list. And yeah, I think that concludes everything else. If I forget anything else that's on my Disney bucket list, I'll include it at the end of the video. But yeah, comment down below what your Disney bucket list is. I'm very curious to hear what your Disney bucket list, and if it's something that's not on my list, I'd be like, oh, that's interesting. It might get added onto my list as well. If you are new here, welcome. Subscribe, please. So hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you get notified whenever I post a new video. I post videos a few days a week. Mondays, occasionally I post midweek, and then Saturdays I post. So yeah, be a part of my YouTube channel, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.